Hi there, my name is Cassey Hoffman, celebrity trainer to the stars. It's not about that workout, it's about that green juice drink 2000X. I'm going to share with you all the celebrity secrets to losing weight and feeling fabulous. Hey guys, Cassey here. Now the new year has everyone super excited about health and fitness, which is awesome, except you got these crazy marketers telling you that you can wear a little waist trainer or drink a tea and lose tons of weight and become a Victoria's Secret model. Well, all this talk about diet this and diet that has me pretty frustrated. To further paint how annoyed I am with this situation, I actually have a brand new little toy. This is the Weigh This diet filter. So Lean Cuisine reached out and asked me to test out their 3D printed prototype this January. And at first I was a little skeptical, but after learning how Lean Cuisine is changing their brand and their values, I was excited to partner with them. And basically I've connected it to my TV, and every time somebody says diet, it basically mutes the entire diet conversation so that you can focus on things that matter in life. And there are a lot of other things that matter in life other than the way you look and how much you weigh. The word diet is actually said every 3 seconds on average on TV and the internet. Now look, between you and I, we both know what the word diet means. It means the way that you eat. But for the rest of the world, outside of the world of Blogilates, diet has a connotation of starvation, of restriction. If you are serious about getting fit and being healthy for life, you can't go on a diet. It's not gonna achieve those things for you. Why do I know that? Because today in this video, I want to share with you something that I've been really ashamed of, and I didn't want to tell you for a really long time, in fact for like 3 years, because I didn't want to admit to myself that I had a problem. And this is going to be a very emotional, I think, video, and I've never talked about it publicly, and like I said, I've refrained from doing that because I feel like it could be controversial, it could be, a lot of people could judge me for it, but you know what? I want to be super honest with you because I think that if you listen to this video and you see what I went through, you can save yourself from a lot of trouble. I don't know if you guys remember, but 3 years ago, I was in a bikini competition, and though that was a very exciting and rewarding part of my life, it was one of the most terrible times of my life because it actually spiraled me into a type of an eating disorder. It was 2012 and I had just moved back from Boston to the Bay Area, and I just quit my job and I felt like I needed a revival and I wanted to be a new person. I was really getting into reading a bunch of blogs about bikini competitions and stuff, and I was like, ooh, this is kind of interesting. So I signed up for a bikini competition that was going to be in 8 weeks, and the type of Cassey that I evolved into during that time, I wouldn't say I was really proud of it, and I also wouldn't say that I'm very proud of the way that I achieved the body that I had at the end, because it definitely wasn't sustainable, and it brought me through a roller coaster of emotions inside and physical changes outside that I really wasn't prepared for. In those 8 weeks, my personal trainer had me work out for 4 hours a day. It was 3 hours in the morning with him and 1 hour at home by myself where I would have to do cardio. Now one would think, how do you have time to do that? Well, as you know, I am a very obedient child and really great student. So when somebody tells you that if I want something and this is what you need to do, well, I'm just gonna do it. And I knew that this was only gonna be 8 weeks. So I said, Cassey, let's go all in. He's a professional, he's done it before, he knows what he's doing with my body, probably better than I do, which that was the mistake. So I gave it my everything and I trusted. Now I really did enjoy getting stronger, but at the same time, I wasn't eating that much. And I think this part is going to really upset you because you would think Cassey would know better. During that time, I had close to 1,000 calories every single day for those 8 weeks. And I was cloudy in my head. I could barely think, and all I really worried about was how close I could get to getting those abs. And I was so vanity focused during this time. It was weird. I was like a different Cassey. In fact, the people who knew me during that time, family, friends, were really close, so that I was really cranky and I was mean and I would snap at them. And you guys know me, I'm not like that. I'm like really happy all the time. So the super strict diet and super strict workout regimen really put me in a different state. I can count the amount of things that I was able to have on my hands right here. I was able to have chicken breasts, egg whites, protein powder, broccoli, lettuce, and tilapia. And if I wanted any flavor, I was allowed to have a squeeze of lemon. Every time I would come in before a workout, he'd actually put me on the scale. Yep. In fact, right now, I don't really even step on the scale anymore because it terrifies me so much. And every time I stepped on that scale, it was like Judgment Day. And if I didn't drop like a couple ounces every single day, that means I didn't work out hard enough. I must have cheated and ate something bad. Now, I know the whole thing sounds super terrible and you're like, Cassey, you're so much smarter than that. Why did you keep going? But there was something about attaining this goal that I really just wanted to do. Because never in my life have I ever had like flat abs and a six pack. Like I'm not born with that. I don't have it. And if I want to lose weight, I have to work out super extra hard and I have to eat super extra clean compared to everybody else. Throughout this whole process, I'm not gonna deny, I started falling in love with the way that my body looked. I really liked seeing those lines come in, and as I started to post these pictures onto my blog, I got so many comments saying, wow, you look amazing, how did you do it? It's so inspirational, and it really urged me to keep going harder. Looking back, now I know how vain and superficial I was. The last day before my competition, he wanted me to do 45 minutes of cardio. He wanted me to stay in the sauna for at least an hour. He wanted me to take diuretic pills to pee all the water out of my body. And finally, he wanted me to only drink 8 ounces of water the entire day. Now, I don't know about you, but that looks like a scenario for death to me. Last minute, I did everything, but I did not take the diuretic pills because I literally probably could have ended up in the emergency room, and it just did not feel right. And like I said in the beginning of this video, you are your own best doctor. You've got to listen to your own judgment. So bikini day came, and I put on my sparkly leopard bikini that me and my mom actually made together, and it was super duper cute. I made my hair really big. I had these like huge long eyelashes. I think it was actually the first time I had ever worn eyelashes, and I didn't know how to use them, so I was like blinking a ton on stage. It was a little bit weird. When I got to the competition center place, whatever, there were all these other girls who were like super jacked. OMG, everybody was tan. It was wild, and everyone was like looking really hot, and it was really intimidating. So it turns out that on that day, I did not make top 5, and I think I placed somewhere like in the bottom half or something like that, because all the women who did end up placing top 5 and the people who won had these huge boobs, a big booty, a tiny little waist, and it's just something that I just don't have. And it didn't really make me sad. In fact, I was just glad that the whole thing was over so that I could eat healthy and normal again and go back to my daily ways of living and finally being able to run my business and do things with a clearer mind. So that night, my family and friends took me out to dinner, and all I wanted was a cheesecake. You guys know how much I love cheesecake, right? So this was like my YOLO meal after 8 weeks. I went out and I ordered my cheesecake and I ate like half of it, and then all of a sudden, my stomach just, I was crying. I was curled up into fetal position for like 2 hours in the car, and I couldn't move. The amount of pain that I was in right after that meal was kind of like a foreshadowing of what was gonna happen for the next 1.5 years. And I did not know this, and I wasn't prepared for it, but I got myself into a really bad situation because afterwards, I was scared to eat apples. Like, I was frightened of bananas, and I just didn't want to touch a grape because I thought that it would make me fat and it would make me gain weight, and I was super obsessed. But the crazy thing was, even though now I was working out 1 hour a day instead of 4 hours a day and eating chicken breasts and broccoli and sweet potatoes instead of chicken breasts and lettuce, I started to gain weight. And the really hard part was I was gaining weight in front of you guys on camera. And I just felt so embarrassed this whole time. And I tried to work out even harder and eat even cleaner, and my body just kept gaining more and more weight, and it was just confusing the heck out of me because I was like, I don't get it. This formula worked before. The harder you work, the more weight you lose. Like, why is this not working anymore? And this kept happening for over like a year and a half, and I was just so frustrated. And at one point I was like, you know what, screw everything. I don't want to work out anymore. I don't want to eat clean anymore. And when I did that, I actually maintained my weight. But the thing is, when you start to not work out anymore, you lose your strength. And for me, as a fitness instructor, my strength and my confidence is everything to me. Looking back on all this now, I was working out for all the wrong reasons. I was eating clean, I guess, or dieting for all the wrong reasons. I just wanted to do it to lose weight and to look really good. But as you guys can see in this entire story, what I did was not sustainable. And what I did brought me into such an emotional state of chaos. Dieting doesn't work. And that's why I don't diet right now. If being 16 pounds lighter than I am right now and having to work out 4 hours a day and eat 1,000 calories, like, if that's what I had to do to have that body, it's not worth it, okay? I'd rather look the way that I look, which I really like the way that I look, and have the strength that I have to do everything that I want to do, then I am so at peace. It's because I finally reached a state of balance in my mind and in my body where exercising for me isn't about weight loss. It's about feeling good and that high I get after the workout that motivates me to be a better businesswoman and a better person and a better instructor every single day. Now, speaking of doing things other than for weight loss, I want you to watch the Way This video by Lean Cuisine. And basically, you see a bunch of women in a train station and they're approaching this huge scale. And I think the person asked them, like, well, how much do you weigh? They put things on the scale that they wanted to be weighed by. So you could actually see women putting their textbooks on the scale and like, I want to be weighed by my education. And you could see a world traveler putting her backpack on the scale and saying, I want to be weighed by the amount of countries that I visited and the amount of experiences that I've had. And it was just so inspiring to see a video like this because it brings into perspective, like, you're right. Why the heck are all women everywhere judged by the way that they look and what the number is on the scale? Like, seriously, why does that matter? It does not show how good of a fitness instructor I am. It doesn't show how good of a person that you are. That number on the scale means nothing. Now, I am going to make a pledge, and I pledge that I will never, ever, ever, ever go on a diet again. And I want you to take this pledge with me because I want us all to live a healthy and fulfilled life that is not based around the way that we look. For now, I'm gonna keep this Way This diet filter on because it's really interesting for me to see how many more times this counter thingy goes up and how much diet messaging I'm actually exposed to. And if you guys are like, well, how do I get one of these nifty little things? Well, there is actually a Chrome extension that Lean Cuisine designed, and it will mute the word diet from anything that you're reading. So I think you guys should go download it because it's pretty snazzy. And you know what else is pretty snazzy? If you guys download it, Lean Cuisine says that they're gonna donate $25,000 to the Girls Leadership Organization. And I am all about female empowerment because entrepreneurship and leadership, your goals, anything that I can do to help empower other girls to live their dreams, I'm gonna do it. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video because I'm not perfect and I want you to just learn from my mistakes so that you can get stronger in a much smarter way. I want to hear from you in the comments. What would you want to be weighed by besides your weight? Let me know down below. That's all for today, and I love you so much. Bye!